Hi everyone, happy Thursday. It's Julie Warzeka with the Julie Warzeka team at NEILSEN Realty. I hope everybody's having a good Thursday. Today is probably the perfect temperature out. It's a beautiful fall day, although it's still summer technically, but absolutely gorgeous out. I had a busy day on the road today showing houses and on listing appointments, so I was very grateful to be out and about today. So get out and enjoy it. Wanted to chat for a minute before our question of the week. Hearing a lot of buzz and a lot of chatter about the rates and the rates going up, and is it a good time to buy? Should I hold off? Should I wait? The rates are really high. So I just wanted to comment a little bit about what's going on with rates. So first of all, historically, our rates are not high where they are right now. If we look back over the 20-year historic average rate over the last 20 years, the average was 8.5%. They've been higher, they've been lower, but that was the average over the last 20 years. They are hovering now in the fives. So we are still well below just the average, not to mention well below the high. So I wanted to put that out there. Now, having said that, the rates have been going up and down a little bit, inching up, inching down all throughout the last few months. And there is some talk of them going up again. And we don't know if that will happen, but we think it probably might. But I have been hearing a lot over this past week, especially from our lenders. Our lenders reach out to us on a regular basis. We have some of the very best local lenders around. They reach out to us on a regular basis with what they're offering for rates, for packages, for incentives. And over the last few days, we've been seeing some really impressive information come out of our lenders' offices in the form of lower rates, down payment assistance, grant money, no money down financing packages, just some really great finance options for our buyers. They are working hard to combat this myth that it might be a bad time to buy because of the rate increases. And that is far from the truth. It's still a really great time to buy real estate, and certainly a great time to get out of high rent payments and into home ownership and put your money towards something that you can invest in forever. So they're working hard. They're reaching out to us with these great programs. If you are not sure about if you're ready to buy or if it's a good time to buy, the best thing you can do is to reach out to an agent right now, not necessarily a lender, but your local real estate agent. Reach out to our team. We would love that, or your favorite agent, because they've spoken to several lenders and they can tell you where to go depending on what your needs are, depending on what you're looking for. If you're a first-time home buyer, if you're an investor, those are two things that are going to look much different. If you're a move-up buyer, if you need a larger loan, a construction loan, we know who's got the best of the best for each one of those different situations. So I often say the first place to go is with your lender to get pre-approved, but I'm going to change that right now, and I'm going to say reach out to your agent and let us tell you who we think can help you best based on what you're looking for. But please don't be afraid of the market right now. There are some really good options out there. And again, you can purchase right now and still pay a lot less than you're paying in rent. And that's just always a great thing. So that's my little tidbit today on rates and on buyers. Please call me if you have any questions that you want to discuss specifically about your own situation, and I will steer you in the right direction. Our question of the week is a final walkthrough. What is a final walkthrough? Why do we have to do a final walkthrough? So a final walkthrough is done right before you close on your purchase. We want to do that final walkthrough as close to the closing as possible. So oftentimes we will do it first thing in the morning before you go to your closing, or if necessary, we can do it the night before your closing if you have an early morning closing. The things that we're looking for at the walkthrough are basically to make sure that the property is being conveyed to you as it should be, as it was promised, as it was discussed. So for instance, if they said they were going to leave the patio furniture, we make sure it's there. If they were supposed to remove the patio furniture, we make sure it's gone. If they're supposed to leave the washer and dryer, we make sure those are there. Things like that. Things that were promised in the contract, we want to make sure that those are actually as is, as it should be. The other things that we look for to make sure that they left the utilities on. That's very, very important, especially in the wintertime. If a seller turns the utilities off the day before or 2 days before and we have a freeze and you come in, you don't want to close on that house if it's freezing cold, because we don't know if the pipes are frozen, and you're not going to know if they're frozen until you turn the utilities on. So the utilities should all be on, the heat should be working, everything should be on and ready to convey at your walkthrough. Other things that we look for are if you had negotiated any inspection repairs throughout the process. If you had an inspection and you found some things that you wanted the seller to take care of and they promised to take care of them, we want to see visually that those are done to your satisfaction. So those things can be checked at the walkthrough as well if they hadn't been already checked or verified. So we're looking for just making sure that everything is being conveyed to your satisfaction. Utilities are on, water's on, things that were supposed to be left for you are left, things that were supposed to be removed are removed. Some sellers don't think that everything needs to get removed, or sometimes they just honestly forgot to empty a closet or a cabinet, just forgot to open it and look inside. So we want to make sure that everything is gone. We don't want the buyer to be stuck with having to remove products or trash or anything like that from the house. That final walkthrough is very important. We don't want you to skip it if at all possible. It really does not take long. We can do one pretty quick if you're in a hurry in 10 minutes, or you can do a more thorough one if there's a lot of items that maybe got repaired that you want to really look carefully at. Plan accordingly with your agent to leave enough time to do that walkthrough. And again, you want to do it as close to the closing as possible, because if let's say you do it 2 days before the closing and then there's a storm, or maybe the refrigerator stops working, something like that in those 2 days. Once you close, the house is yours, and it's your responsibility now. If there's any defects or things that stopped working or anything like that, crazy things, a tree falls, something breaks, a pipe breaks or a washing machine hose lets go, and you're stuck with it. So if you can do that final walkthrough as close to your closing as possible, then you're going to hopefully eliminate any of those last minute problems. You also want to wait for the seller to be moved out before you do your final walkthrough. So some people say, can I do it, the night before? But if the seller hasn't finished moving out, that's not a good idea either, because again, you're not getting a true picture of what the house is going to be conveyed like. So you could walk through and say, oh, it looks great, but then the seller could leave and not take everything, or maybe something gets damaged while they're moving furniture out, and then you get there after closing and you're disappointed. So trying to rush that final walkthrough done. I know it's tempting to just get it done, but if their seller's not 100% out and it's not ready for the final walkthrough, try to hold off on that. Worst case scenario is you can go to your closing and sign the documents, but just ask your attorney not to record the sale at the Registry of Deeds. So once you sign at your closing, your attorney records, and that's what makes it official. So worst case scenario is you go to your closing, sign your documents, and then go do your walkthrough. If something is found, you can just tell your attorney to hold off on recording for half hour, 2 hours, whatever it's going to take to rectify what was found at that walkthrough that was unsatisfactory. I hope this all is clear and makes sense. And of course, if you have further questions that are specific to your situation, you can private message me or call me anytime, and I can certainly talk to you about that specific situation, because every purchase is unique, every transaction is unique. I've been doing this for a very long time, and I've had dozens and hundreds of final walkthroughs, and there's always some unique situation that, gee, this never came up before, or this is different. So if you have a situation that you're not sure about and you want to talk to someone about it, feel free to call me or talk to your own agent. but make sure you're doing those final walkthroughs. They're very important. We want you to be happy with your purchase. We want you to walk into that house after your closing with a big smile on your face. So that's our question of the week. And if you have any questions that you want me to discuss on here on our weekly video, just leave a comment below or send me a private message and we will get your questions answered. I hope everybody has a great weekend coming up. The weather looks amazing, so get out and enjoy it. Maybe go look at some houses. We'd love to have you come to some of our open houses. We have one in Holyoke this weekend. We have one in Granby, Connecticut this weekend. But get out and enjoy and have a great day. Bye.